We had spiders in an isekai, we had slime in an isekai, we had swords in an isekai. Now, brace yourself for the most bizarre of all creatures that has been transported into another fantasy world, your uncle. Hey, are you tired of the same isekai formula? Do you like the genre but you want to see something new for once? Then strap on, because this reverse isekai will give you exactly that. My uncle from another world turns all of your knowledge of isekai upside down and does it in the most magnificent and funniest way. And on top of that, it also manages to do something genius that a lot of people easily oversee. But what's it about? After 17 years of lying in a coma, Takafumi picks up his uncle from the hospital to let him stay at his place. There, he finds out that he has been living in a fantasy world for all this time and that he can still use his powers gained in the isekai world. So, because they don't have any money, they start a new career in the only job field that seems logical. Making YouTube videos.
YouTuber です。
That actually sounds a little bit like me though. Like and subscribe to the channel! From now on, Takafumi learns more about his uncle and his experiences in the isekai world while trying to survive the normal day-to-day life with him. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that this is the funniest stuff that I've seen in a while. Not only does the show possess perfect comedic timing that exceeds the manga in my opinion, the 2020 found studio Atelier Pont d'Arc put in a lot of effort to make this show extraordinarily good in my opinion. The voice acting is phenomenal. Everybody involved seems to have the time of their life and it feels like every puzzle piece fits perfectly. What I really love about this show is that it makes fun of all your common isekai tropes. Starting by our protagonist nearly getting hit by a truck in the first scene to subvert your expectations towards Uncle running from one stereotypical isekai scenario to the next, only to act opposite from what you would expect. But it doesn't stop there. The show is pretty self-aware of the anime cosmos, making jokes about Attack on Titan, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Neon Genesis Evangelion. The Asuka Koji joke in episode 2 has been, hands down, one of the funniest jokes I've heard in a while. Even funnier, it's also aware of common anime tropes like the tsundere. In the isekai world, Uncle meets a tsundere elf but doesn't really know how to interact with her since the tsundere trend really started to take off in 2004 while he was still in a coma. Remember her? Well, this is her now. Feel old yet? That was such a terrible joke. That was such a terrible joke. Using anime tropes for comedic relief is not something entirely new, but the show maximizes out its potential and takes full advantage of it. It also pays heavy attention to details, especially when it comes to Uncle's love for Sega games. The coolest thing is that Sega officially approved the anime of using their licensed titles within their episodes. It even goes so far that the opening is actually a shot-by-shot remake of a bunch of Sega classics. This immense level of detail proves that its creators put a lot of heart and effort into the project, and seeing Uncle's passion for video games is just a generally nice thing to see. However, beneath all of that comedy, there's another aspect that makes this show secretly genius. Ojin, our uncle, has been a loner before he entered the isekai world and, surprise, remained the same lonely person within this other world. Maybe I'm interpreting too much in here, but I kind of understood it as a meta comment for all the people who believe that being reincarnated in a fantasy world will solve all of their real life problems. Part of the success of isekai is the premise of escapism. You don't like your 9-to-5 job? Just watch this anime where you are reincarnated into another fulfilling and exciting life. The fact that Uncle connects most of his time in another world with trauma, resentment and suffering not only makes this show a dark one in certain moments, it also stands out from the rest of all the isekai soup in which inner problems and the struggle of living a new life are not addressed once. To give you a comparison, this is the reason why Mushoku Tensei works so well. The fact that Rudius, who was an unlikable NEET in real life and has to learn how to become a better person in the isekai world, is the single recipe that elevates the show above so many others of its kind. And also because of Orsted. He's a really cool character. My uncle from another world understands all of that perfectly. Knows how to make fun of the genre while sticking to its roots and at the same time is able to make interesting comments about it. It manages to be a likable show for people who like and dislike the isekai genre. Tell me another show that is able to do that. With its likable characters, interesting concept and clever humor, this is an isekai that you really shouldn't miss. So, that's it for me. Do you like the show or do you have other isekai recommendations for me? Write them down in the comments. Again, it would be really nice if you like and subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Like and subscribe to the channel! Like and subscribe to the channel!